Does everything end up as food at some point for game of layer trap for the numbers game? The current layer tries to understand the previous or name it above layer, even if now specifically willing in that, and does so such that it creates a new lower level of layer to see how that functions, that tries to figure out from its own layer how the current one, which is the one above, makes sense. Maybe it's out of miniature interest, but deep down, it's to see what polished enough miniature can do if given more access. Navigate up by seeing how down foam up navigates itself, which does so by navigating up with the com of issue. That's again the conical issue between the layers of being current, stacked on top of the delay of each layer, which might mean that each layer makes less sense instead of revealing more inside it. However, the onion does get some sort of idea from watching results come up as an artificial nature, that itself being made by itself in an effort to find the first point. Either that, or far enough up the purple the ideas touched in a way that made it have sense to have the disconnects help generate ideas. By incorrect idea touches from previous layers, doing it up the purple as an attempt. Maybe the fog is installed, but the canon isn't. Seeking help over it is an illusion that tries to confuse the patch. So it's left up to the choice thing from later getting now and over. Could it be covered up? Wait, what is this? It's shield sausage pulling. What's the point then if things seem to work themselves out? Do this, think this, spill and absorb, effort to feel confused, and things start to work out a solution through dedicated time, and not lump sum effort. Strikingly, the same is in the realization case of having pins and nanometers work out what the happenings are on a known case of different form that's current. So what kind of practice would help if things become a happen of inevitability from time allocation to process as a priority and wanting hope? Well, the answer seems simple. But there might be no thought of way see if it's reality, if such a concept can be touched. The idea is that a choice is made and then followed through, with the assumption of being correct, which forces it to get correct as rainbow, even if it actually isn't, since long enough made it rail incompletely. That's when it becomes time to go in. Seems like Princess watching overtook it in. You see, the dome reflects inward spills, and sucks out the access for help and attempts of getting. Just like the numbers game of current layer goes for each under it without an exception. These flowers are beautiful, but does seeing it like what on with them? The lead is derived to a towel, not the other time around of order, knowing where to place small tension, and where a goodbye. That sticks right in to see it get going, splashed, dissolved and other equal going on, wanting to do place and get out and back while to while in on the reason. Let's something thought about thinking to get a forged memory from later on conscious feather tickle right now to imagine. Get the mistake of not so long ago without know that the first successfully made layer starts to make its own. Sakura how time checks to proof and space doing well on what it's been given for being a little bit before being stopped at some point. Landscape like it was once. So what happens when it's stopped at the source, and how would things go forward, seeing that a stop in a previous layer cuts off everything else of the onion? One requested moment to have, how would it be with it, since it wouldn't be needed anyway, for the value intentions of layer above, if not as a collectible of achievement like the problem that's here. Please stay here close to alone in the night sky, seeing what couldn't be seen in the light of day. Not taking us special feathers, taking real objective. It doesn't feel like it's supposed to happen, because it should while it doesn't. Thinking too fast, the blessing of achievement with the toll of re-entering the atmosphere. Not to name the secret arts as a dimension that needs to be thrown as far as possible. If it's possible to get there and land a critical hit, it's a blatant use. But so hard to come by as a case of not being tired, example of being walking and alive, that it's wrong to go back. All awareness until none of them whistling for free. That could be the right spot for a strong power on the other wall of side for you. What to do with a joking hammer when given this opportunity to reach? The answer for now is reaching. Reaching to get agitated by the feather, which has presented itself for some reason that doesn't step in if not getting followed as planned. It only walks in when the sweat of tubular conical is a few circles in, and is sweeping through regular foam sense, holding up impatiently to getting through, with getting through getting faster and sticking to itself. It's annoying. But the only thing that moves, though touching is uncomfortable and limiting the rest as an illusion to look at as a weapon, because help from outside doesn't do it and stalls out the focus. When in fact, the agitation of irritation and getting sweat substance feeling as slowed or skewed momentum hit into empty hand pieces, is the help that is very giving on itself, without needing to touch further. So it will be something of hidden storm going with, instead of needing a bunch of mouse traps out of the hole. Stay there and fulfill your going. That's the decision that doesn't need worry, but gives thanks on coming far up, seeing getting clap jump to get there. That's the change, and that's the pain that doesn't damage, but works a heal of discovery getting done for the layer, if that is a stop thing going around the layer's carousel or not. The cling of it getting locked would be closest to the thing itself that wants and not turn away is put and let understanding. That doesn't go to doesn't get placed. Making distances physical hasn't made it real yet, because the layers have their filter curtains that hide the reward from the feelings. If focus isn't applied to operate, the curtain filters away, which it loves to make it show face to the effort of wish getting chase, and be shown to get the want, the feel of dome's feather getting to the furthest point of what otherwise chambers it. The excitement that does as close to spill true as flow true wonder as true itself. There's an obvious distraction that doesn't want to be taken, and would want to see motion wide and bright. The feather wants giving. What gets left behind? Maybe nothing, but definitely not my tree. We came out past sticks to not be what the question was at the start, discus, and received touches from the permanent tree choice theory.